President, Commissioner, dear colleagues, thank you for the opportunity to raise the issue of non-preferential rules of origin with you in plenary today. Better late than never, I feel compelled to say, as we have already tabled this question about a year ago. Well, this was at a time when the Internal Market and the International Trade Committee were drafting their reports on the modernisation of the Customs Code. Nevertheless, it is still important to have this discussion on the proposed introduction of the so-called list rules, as my colleague already referred to, for the non-preferential origin of goods and hear the Commission's answers to our questions. This is all the more important as businesses and customs officials fear the rise of new bureaucratic burdens if the rules for this determination of the origin were to be changed. My colleagues from the Internal Market Committee have been working intensively on the recast of the Union Customs Code and have adopted their report with a broad majority at the end of last year. The report states very clearly that the current concept of the determination of non-preferential origin of goods should be maintained. This is, and I quote, where they underwent their last substantial economically justified processing or working. This definition is very clear and has served as a solid basis in international trade for decades. So why change it? The Commission says the introduction of list rules would bring greater legal certainty for the determination of origin and in anti-dumping cases. Well, in my view, this is quite a theoretical approach. Practitioners have been complaining that the legal certainty is not improved and anti-dumping cases only involve 0.7% of all imports into the EU. So I think we should stick to the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. From the perspective of international trade, the proposed changes are particularly sensitive. They would oblige EU importers to comply with the new EU rules instead of applying their domestic laws of origin, as it is currently the case. We should be very careful with such requests to our trade partners, as it would also mean that EU producers would have to apply the multitude of rules of origins of the multitude of destination countries to which we are exporting. Knowing Commissioner de Gucht, I think it's not your intention to make trade more complicated for EU producers. So I would like to thank you for being here tonight, and I'm looking forward to hearing your answers on the questions we have raised. Thank you.